All right, I know some of you have been waiting for this ever since I got the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and I have too, to be honest. I'm super curious how this is going to end up because I don't even really know, if I'm going to be totally honest. It's the Galaxy Note 10 Plus versus the OnePlus 7 Pro. That's right, the current champ that's been in my pocket. That's what she said. We're going to find out which one's the better phone right after this.
This is, you know you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back, and for all you new people, welcome. My name's Travis and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below, but for now, let's just get into the video. I know some of you have been wondering my thoughts about the Galaxy Note 10 Plus versus the OnePlus 7 Pro. And for those of you new to the channel, you might be thinking, well, why would they care about that? And I'll tell you why. The OnePlus 7 Pro kind of came out of nowhere. For years, since the Galaxy S2, I had been only using Galaxy phones as my primary phone. From Galaxy S2 to Galaxy S3 to Note 2 and every single Note after that, I've been a Note guy and a Samsung guy until the OnePlus 7 Pro came out of nowhere. So then the question is, which one is better? We're gonna go through a bunch of different aspects of each. I'm gonna talk about what I like, pros and cons of each, and then give you my final decision. Am I gonna use the OnePlus 7 Pro continually? Or is the Note 10 actually finally gonna knock this thing out of my pocket? Okay, so first we're gonna start off with the OnePlus 7 Pro. This thing came out earlier this year, and again, I really wasn't paying attention to it, but after I tested it, I fell in love with it. I actually bought it, returned it, missed it, and went back and bought it again. And it completely replaced my Galaxy Note 9. Now here's a couple of things. We'll talk about the cameras later when I combine the two and kind of compare the two directly. Let's talk about the strengths and weaknesses of each. So first we're gonna start off with the OnePlus 7 Pro. I love the way this thing feels and fits in the hands. I have a case on it, but even with that, it feels and fits perfectly. The speed in which this thing moves through the operating system is really the main reason I kept this. It wasn't the camera, and even the 90 Hertz, maybe kind of, sorta. But even if you put it at 60 Hertz, everything loads so fast. Just lightning fast. And I didn't even realize it. When I had the Note 9, I thought everything was loading up fast until I started using this thing. This thing, like you click something, it opens and it's just there, like instantly. It's crazy. And even after having had it for several months, it still opens things fast. Oxygen OS is the truth, y'all. It is. I'm dead surprised at this. I'm completely surprised. Let's talk about updates. There's one thing that I think this beats Samsung on pretty much hands down. They update this thing all the darn time. Now, in fairness, I'm on T-Mobile where it's got to wait an extra month, but I'm not going to hold that against OnePlus. OnePlus has been updating the phone almost every single month. The security updates have been there, the fixes, the bug fixes, everything. They are on top of this thing. And one of the weakest things was, of course, the camera, and they've kind of updated that as well, and it looks really good. I do want to do the cameras part separately because I feel like that part's really important. I want to directly compare it to the Galaxy Note 10 Plus so you can see. But standing in and of itself, just by itself, it's actually not bad. It's not like top of the line, but it's actually not bad. But the speed and reliability have been absolutely A1. Now, I've been using this in 90 Hertz with the brightness pretty much up all the way, and I've always gotten through a day. As a matter of fact, when I was at VidCon earlier this year, in an environment that as much use as it got and as much kind of commotion as was going on, I know for a fact my Note 9 would have needed to be charged, and I was able to get through an entire day. It barely made it, but it made it. That amazed me. The battery life on this thing is absolutely legit. Now, I don't know exactly what they're doing to make it so responsive yet so good on the battery. Sure, it's got a larger type battery, but the reality is I've had large batteries in phones before and they have died. This thing keeps going. And the price, it's absolutely legitimately priced. I mean, the top end is like $750. Here's the thing. You can go with $669 or you can go with the $699. But if you want an equally spec'd to the Note 10 Plus, just get the $699 one or $749 one. And guess what? 12 gigs of RAM too, and you're really on board with everything. So this thing has made it into my heart. Some people say that the 90 Hertz thing is a gimmick, but if you use it and you get used to it, it's not a gimmick. Also, the perceived speed might have something to do with the 90 Hertz. I won't deny that. However, loading of apps is super fast. So the combination of the two make it legit. The 90 Hertz thing, I'm not gonna beat it into the ground. It's legit. Some of the things I don't really like, of course, there's no wireless charging. I have fixed that. I made a video about that. So while it's, not built in, I do have that. No headphone jack. I don't really care about that, but I know some people do. And no way to expandable memory. Again, I don't really care about that, but I know a lot of people do. So you got to put those things out there and let people know. Having said that, it's no surprise that this thing has made its way into my pocket and stayed there. The price is right. The performance is legit. I just like too much about this phone. The Note 10 Plus is here. And let me tell you something, as a Note fan, I'm super excited. It finally has an in-display fingerprint sensor. I kind of wish it still had it on the back. I mean, if the Note is going to be the expensive Note, put them both places. Why not? And that price is savage, y'all. Let me tell you something. That is the number one thing that's going to hold this thing back. The price is too damn high, but everything else is so luxurious. Now, headphone jack, okay. No headphone jack. I got it. We all know this. The horse is dead. It's been dead for a while. The horse is done. So that aside, and the pricing aside, because we'll get to that later, this thing is a beast. It is basically a walking computer. The things you can do with this thing are just, the list is long. It's super long. And I've done several videos on this, and I'll be doing even more. Just Dex alone is going to have its own video, because really it makes it basically a computer, like a desktop computer. This becomes a desktop computer. And the integration with Microsoft, that Samsung and Microsoft are working together, I talked about that as well. Make sure you check out that video, because that is really a huge, huge advantage. Listen, at the end of the day, you are paying for something, but you're getting a lot of value. I'll talk about whether or not you're getting all the value, but you're getting a lot of value. This thing is legit. And I won't lie, over time, this thing actually has grown on me. The screen is incredible. And yes, while the OnePlus 7 Pro does have an AMOLED screen as well, and I thought they looked the same, when I went to YouTube and searched for some 4K HDR content, I actually did see a difference. Shout out to Viper, who said something about the screens being different, and I didn't believe him, so I went to YouTube, searched up a video, which I'll probably link below or something, and there are a couple of scenes where you can see that the blacks on this show things that are not being shown on the OnePlus 7 Pro. There's nothing I can say about that. The screen is better. And let's talk real briefly about the cameras on both of these. So the cameras, yes, are better on the Note, but are they $700 more better? Because that's about how much, with tax and everything included, this thing is over the OnePlus 7 Pro. I'll leave it to you. Let's look at some video footage and some pictures, and you tell me what you think. The speed on this is amazing, and here's the thing. I actually had to make some tweaks, and I made a video about that. Make sure you watch that, maybe in the end screen or up here or somewhere. I made some tweaks, and now this thing really feels incredibly zippy. Can I tell the difference between 60 and 90? Yes, you can tell the difference. I don't know why everyone seems to think that you can't. However, does it mean that I absolutely miss it? No, not really. I mean, 60 is fine. And as a matter of fact, once I made those changes, this thing is super, super fast. And I'm used to One UI, so I kind of dig it. I'm totally okay with it. I don't like that the power button is on the left-hand side. What is the right, the left, right? It's my left, your right. See how I do that? It's left and then right, you see that? So there are things that Samsung went ahead and did that I don't necessarily agree with. The button layout, the fact that they took away the headphone jack, even though I don't care about it as much as many other people do. And that the lower version, the smaller version of the Note doesn't even have MST for Samsung Pay. Samsung Pay is a huge advantage this phone has over all the other phones out there. And of course I can talk about the S Pen. That goes without saying. I actually use it for note taking, especially when the screen is off. I use it all the time for that. And there's other little things you can do and little playful things which are fun, but I just use it for things like taking notes when I need to remember something, like for this video, like literally for this video. Updates, on the other hand, not quite as great as OnePlus 7 Pro. Of course, yes, Samsung will give you updates and they'll give them to you eventually. And sometimes they're fast if there's like a severe security bug, But generally speaking, you're waiting a long time. You're gonna wait a long time for some updates. So definitely a minus on that side. That's one thing that's always kind of frustrated me about Samsung. You can't blame them for the carrier delay, like, when Verizon or AT&T has to give you the update, but their update in the first place kind of seems to take a long time. The battery is a monster on this thing. When I talked about how good the OnePlus 7 Pro battery is, I think this thing may be eating its lunch. I don't like to talk about screen on time because my screen on time will not match yours. Period, end of story. My usage is different than yours. I'll just tell you this, it lasts over a day. Like all the time, like way into the next day. It's crazy. And that is a huge feature. Being able to use your phone at any time when you need it and not have to worry about juicing it up, awesome. Reverse wireless charge, awesome. You have some wireless earbuds you need to charge up or something that has the compatibility with wireless charging, you in there, baby. Super ridiculously fast charging if you want to buy the 45-watt charger. DeX, which basically makes this thing a desktop. And the Microsoft integration that Samsung and Microsoft is talking about, like I talked about before, makes this an exciting proposition. Is it the best phone of 2019? For right now, yes, it is. Should you buy it? Well, I actually have a video that I think I probably have 2 or 3 videos that talk about that. And I'll talk more about it in my final review in a week or so. But I'm digging it. I'm digging it more than I thought I would, I'm not gonna lie. But let's talk about cost because we have to. The reality is this thing is not a $1,200 to $1,300 phone. It's not. It's a good phone. It's a really good phone. It is not a $1,300 phone after tax. It's not a $1,200 phone before tax. It's none of those things. No. And if you think it is, it's because either A, you are completely ridiculously brand loyal to Samsung, or B, you've just not been exposed to some really good phones that are a lot less than this. I don't know what else to tell you. But yes, you can rely on the battery. You can rely on the camera. You can rely on the operating system. You can rely that this thing is going to be an amazing phone for you for quite a long time. I will not deny that. But guess what? You can do it with the OnePlus 7 Pro as well. And with the updates for the camera and the fact that it's so fast and smooth and amazing, man, this thing is a beast. Bigger screen, brighter, more vibrant, Samsung behind it. Samsung Pay, DeX, an amazing integration with Microsoft. A company that wants your money. They're putting so much effort into this phone, trying to make it the best phone they can for a good amount of money. Like, not unreasonable, a good amount of money. The OnePlus 7 Pro, the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Which one's the best? Well, I'm gonna be honest, there's not really a best. However, there are some things you can think about if you're thinking about buying one of these. And it's pretty simple. How much money do you got? Talked about this before, and that's really what it comes down to. If you're trying to not spend $1 billion on a phone, you want something that works good, that's fast, that's incredibly reliable, that has a good enough camera, and is just plain awesome, OnePlus 7 Pro, baby. But if you about that life and you need to have the best of the best of the best, baby, and you want to have something that just will take you into the next 2 or 3 years easily because it's ridiculously powerful, sure, it's the Note. I mean, what else can I say? Right now, it's the best phone out. But in no way is the Galaxy Note 10 Plus worth almost double the OnePlus 7 Pro. You can say whatever you want to in the comments, that is never changing. So they are both excellent phones, and I will be using the Galaxy Note 10 Plus as my primary phone for the next couple of weeks. And then we'll find out, like if I gradually want to move back or if I'm just going to stay with the Note. I think I'll probably end up just staying with a Note. I've used the OnePlus 7 Pro for quite a while and I've loved it. I love it even right now. I don't feel the need to change, but I've already bought the damn thing. I've already bought 6 of these darn phones, or 7. I've even lost track. You may have seen that video. If you haven't, make sure you watch it. So I might as well give it the absolute everything over the next couple of weeks and use it all the way. And I'm going to be taking it on trips with me, taking tons of pictures, videos, and everything. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, TravisMCP, and Instagram, TravisMCP. So for you, it comes down to the money. How much you got, baby? You going to be under 1K? Get that OnePlus 7 Pro and thank me later. You big ballin', you want that big life? Galaxy Note 10 Plus, baby. So I hope that helps you out in some little way. Man, these YouTube streets, baby. If this video helped you out in any way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if it didn't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm here every single week having a blast. Hope to see you again real soon. Peace and love, peace and love. Man, I got the best phones